Come to order. Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Senator Barnett. Senator Baird. Senator Blackman. Senator Blackwell. Senator Blunt. Senator Boyd. Senator Branning. Senator Bryan. Senator Butler to 36. Senator Butler to 38. Senator Carter. Senator Kaufman. Senator Chazanall. Senator Chisholm. Senator DeBar. Senator Delano. Senator England. Senator Fillingham. Senator Frazier. Senator Harkins. Senator Hickman. Senator Hill. Senator Hobson. Senator Horn. Senator Jackson. Senator Johnson. Senator Jordan. Senator Kirby.
Here.
Senator McCon. Senator McDaniel. Senator McClendon. Senator McMahon. Senator Michelle. Senator Moran. Senator Norwood. Senator Parker. Senator Parks. Senator Pope. Senator Seymour. Senator Simmons of the 12th. Senator Simmons of the 13th. Senator Sojourner. Senator Sparks. Senator Suber. Senator Tate. Senator Thomas. Senator Thompson. Senator Turner Ford. Senator Whaley. Senator Wiggins. Senator Williams. Senator Younger. Mr. President, a quorum is present.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Will the senators and guests in the gallery please rise for the invocation to be given by Brother Dave Conley, Liberty Church of Christ in Dennis, Mississippi, who is a special guest of Senator Daniel Sparks. Reverend Conley.
Let's all go to God in prayer. Father God, we consider it a blessing that this assembly of this great body would yield the full power and authority of the floor to come into your presence. We yield that authority to you. You are the one and only true God, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the Father of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Father, we honor you. We adore your majesty and we praise you, for you are worthy to be worshiped. We humble ourselves before you, and we offer you thanksgiving for all the spiritual blessings found in Jesus Christ: grace, mercy, love, forgiveness, hope of heaven, and so much more. Father, we are also grateful for the physical blessings that we enjoy as citizens of this great state, this great nation on your great earth. Father, we know that you are all-powerful, ever-present, all-knowing, and you know what we need before we even ask, before we even know it ourselves. Therefore, we ask you to look into our past, our present, our future, and bless us with the time, the talent, and the treasure that we need to give you all the glory that you deserve. Father, we could spend much time asking you for these things, but your Son, Jesus, taught us to seek first your kingdom and what you say is right, and all these things will be added. Therefore, we ask that you will bless this floor and this honorable assembly, who will be making decisions that will affect the lives of many people, all of whom are your creation, many of whom are your children. Bless them with knowledge, understanding, and wisdom to seek you first. Help them to lay aside all personal promotion, all pride, all prejudice, and grant them unity of purpose, peace, and a strong will to do righteously as they move forward with their important work. Father, you are sovereign. We desire your will to be done on earth as it is in heaven. As we turn the floor back over to this assembly, we are ever mindful that you have given all authority in heaven and earth to your Son, Jesus Christ. And we yield to his authority in all things. And it is in his name we pray. Amen.
Please join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, next would be reading of the journal. Senator Pope.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move the Senate dispense with the reading of the journal.
Senator Pope moves that we dispense with the reading of the journal. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed no. The ayes have it. Messages and petitions, Mr. Clerk.
Mr. President, there are none.
Committee reports, Senator Pope.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move the Senate dispense with the reading of the committee reports.
Senator Pope moves that we dispense with the reading of the committee reports. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed no. The ayes have it. Introductions of bills and resolutions, Senator Pope.
Mr. President, I move the Senate dispense with the reading of the titles of the bills and resolutions.
Senator Pope moves that we dispense with the readings of the titles of the bills and resolutions. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed no. The ayes have it. Introduction of guests by senators. Introduction of guests by senators. We have. You want to do the pages after the introductions? Okay. Senator Barrett.
Yes, sir, Mr. President. I have two introductions. First, ladies and gentlemen of the Senate, if you would help me welcome the Bogachita robotics team. If y'all will stand. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your 22 Mississippi State robotics champions. And right in front of them, we have with us Co-Lin employees Kenny Goza and Jackie Martin. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me make these feel welcome.
Welcome to your Senate. Senator Frazier, introduction.
Introduction, please.
Recognized.
I would like the House to make welcome our Doctor of the Day, Dr. Anthony Cloy. He's in family medicine and director of Mississippi Physician Health Programs at UMMC. So please make our Doctor of the Day welcome.
Thank you for being here. Okay, next, Senator Horn, introduction. Senator Sparks, introduction.
Introduction, Mr. President.
You're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. Along with Brother David Conley at the non-smoking smokers table is his wife of 41 years, which my grandfather got to marry them 41 years ago, Miss Deborah Conley. Would you make them feel welcome? Thank you.
Thank you.
Gotcha.
Okay, next we have the introduction of the junior pages. Senator Michelle, would you please bring in the junior pages?
Okay, thank you, Mr. President. As y'all can see, we have a great group of pages this week. I've personally met them, and we have a very sharp group. The first two I'd like to recognize, the first four are Lieutenant Governor Delbert Hoseman's pages. Jack Cooksey from Brookhaven, would you wave your hand and step forward? Thank you. Sophia Cooksey, also from Brookhaven. Kamori Ratcliffe from Jackson. Emily Williams, and we have two of these also are Lieutenant Governor's pages, but you might recognize the last name. Emily Williams, raise your hand, please. And Gracie Ann Williams, that's Senator Bart Williams' daughters. Also with us this week as Senator Dean Kirby's pages, Chloe McDaniel, that's Senator Kirby's granddaughter as well. Natalie Robertson from Jackson. Riley Wyndham from Brandon. And pages of mine this week are Reed Castillo from Madison. Reed is our good friend Tamara Castillo's son. And we have Patrick Dean and William Dean. You may notice they look quite a bit alike, so if you're giving a chore to them to do this week, please take careful note of their first name as you may get confused. Thank y'all for being with us, Pages. We have a wonderful group. Senators, please join me in welcoming them to the Capitol.
Welcome to your capital. Okay, next on the agenda, Senator Jordan. Oh, I'm sorry, Senator Simmons.
Thank you, Mr. President. Special introduction out of order.
You're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. In the South Gallery, I see some local members of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated from my Senate district. If Diane Zanders will stand, Tamala Gines, Beverly Courtney, that's who I see at this time. If they will stand, I'd like the Senate to make them feel welcome.
Welcome to your Senate. Okay, Senator Horn, introduction.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, most of us are aware that today is Alpha Kappa Alpha Day at the Capitol. And so we have in all of our galleries all of the fine ladies who are members of this great sorority, and I'd like to ask that they all stand and have the Senate make them welcome on AKA Day at the state capitol.
Welcome to your Senate.
And Mr. President, I know I'm probably going to get in trouble when I do this, but there's some special AKAs. Ladies, you can sit down. Some special AKAs that I'd like to recognize, because and I forgot to mention to them that my mother-in-law was an AKA, my sisters-in-law are AKAs, my daughter is an AKA, and I'm a honey-do. But Mr. President, I want to recognize one of the top cardiologists in the state of Mississippi, who's also an AKA, Dr. Myrna Alexander. I think she's in the North Gallery. Oh, I'm not sure she's in there. Also, the president of Tougaloo College, who's also an AKA, Dr. Walters, where are you? Well, there's some are separated, but I also want to mention Miss Maggie Harper, a good friend of mine, and she's sitting beside Miss Gloria Johnson, another good friend of mine. You stand, Gloria, and have the Senate make you welcome. And finally, former Judge E.J. Russell, is she in the gallery? She may be out. Oh, there she is. Used to be the Secretary of the Senate. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Senator Horn. Senator Johnson, introduction.
Thank you, Mr. President. In the West Gallery, we have members of the University of Southern Mississippi's Air Force ROTC program. If y'all please stand. They are celebrating 50 years at the University of Southern Mississippi. If y'all would, please help me make them welcome.
Welcome to your Senate. Senator Hickman, introduction, Senator Hickman.
Yes, sir, Mr. President. Introduction, as we have heard, I think a couple of times already, it is AKA Day at the Capitol. And so I think we'll hear about and from some of them a few times, but there are some special ladies from my district. I think they're in the gallery, so many of them, I don't know if I can pinpoint the ones from my district, but we definitely have joining us Ms. Marilyn Cole, Ms. Angela Turner, and Ms. Erica Steele. Would the Senate put your hands together and make them feel welcome to your Capitol today?
Senator Hobson, introduction.
Thank you, Mr. President. In addition to my colleagues who have noted many of the prominent AKAs in the galleries today, I've got several from Warren County that are here, and I would like for them to stand and have the Senate make them welcome today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, and welcome to the Senate. Senator Kaufman.
Thank you, Mr. President. In the West Gallery, I've got a good friend of mine here from Minden Hall. I'm going to ask her to stand. Ms. Chan Willis, if you'll stand, and the Senate make her welcome today.
Welcome to the Senate. All right. Any other introductions? All right, seeing none, then we'll go to floor privileges. Senator Jordan.
Thank you, Mr. President. As for floor privileges.
Floor privileges are granted.
Thank you.
Please escort the guests.
Yes, sir. Yeah, you're okay. I'm going to ask Senator Chestnut to join us here if you wish to do so, and others. Honoree, where's the honoree? Okay, all right. Thanks, Mr. President. Anyone else? Everybody in? All right. Bringing everybody from the flatland, from the Delta here today. Mr. President, today we have with us, I'm going to ask the clerk if he would read the resolution.
Please read the proclamation.
Proclamation.
Lieutenant Governor C. Delbert Hoseman Jr., as President of the Senate, and Senator David Jordan extend the recognition and thanks to the Mississippi Senator Derrick Simpson for his considerable charitable and civic contributions to the citizens of the Mississippi Delta through the Greenwood Marketplace, County Market, and the Piggly Wiggly in Indianola with the assistance of his annual community service partners. Whereas we can't think of one organization or person in Greenwood that Derrick hasn't impacted by giving back. The list goes on with every school, church, civic organization, and law enforcement, along with local military branches to the mayor's office. Derrick does this out of his love for the community. He has had a passion for Greenwood and the Delta over the years personally and through his business. Derrick is embarking on his 40th year as of February 10th, working with the Food Giant Corporation.
Senator Jordan.
Thank you. As you've just heard, this person is a Good Samaritan for the Delta area. He would help every organization, the rejected, the downtrodden, the poor, the rich, and the wealthy, and those that are in need. So it's only fitting and proper that he be here to let the state of Mississippi know how important it is for people to reach out to the downtrodden and the rejected and help those who can't make ends meet. Mr. Simpson have done this. Not only for African Americans, for anybody. And that's why he's here today with us. He's done a great service, and he deserved recognition. So at this time, along with my play daughter now, I want Chris to understand, she knows that this is my play daughter. So we asked them to come down. And you can see they came pretty well from the flatland in mountain numbers in order to give this good man, I call him Good Samaritan. He's the one that Christ talked about. The Levite and the priest went on the other side, but the Good Samaritan stopped and helped. That's this gentleman. So at this time, Mr. Simpson, come around on this side. I do things from the right side. Yes, sir. This is a resolution that you can warm your heart by when winter nights grow cold. We are proud of you, and I hope the state of Mississippi is proud of us working together in certain areas and all over this state to make Mississippi an oasis, and we can do it by working together. And this is an indication that we're working together in Greenwood. It doesn't mean we don't have fights. Always fight, but we come back and make up. That's what's so significant. So at this time, Mr. President, if you
Yes, sir.
allow our honoree to make some remarks.
Yes, sir.
Carry on, Mr. Simpson. Tell
Mr.
us.
Simpson, you're
Mr.
recognized.
Simpson, you're recognized.
What an honor, and thank you all for being here. My counterpartners, teammates, coworkers, and friends, I can't thank you enough. I'd like to thank the state of Mississippi for considering Senator Jordan's recommendation for this resolution. It's just a great honor. I'm humble when I say thank you, thank you, thank you. Greenwood, Mississippi has to be one of the most gracious people in the world. And I've been blessed enough to be throughout the Delta and work throughout the Delta. And those rewards have come today with this resolution, and I can't thank y'all enough. Senator Jordan, thank you for doing this for us, and we've done it as a team. I've been blessed and fortunate enough to have the best friends and coworkers that anybody could ask for. Charles McCoy, Councilman McCoy from Greenwood, Mississippi here. He's more than just a councilman and a coworker. He's family, and he's been in my corner for 40 years. Miss Johnson, not my daughter, but my sister from another mother. She's my coach. She's my passion leader, and I only desire to have half the fire this lady has. And I'm very blessed to recognize Ms. Johnson and Mr. McCoy here today, but I'm very blessed to be here with Senator Jordan today. It's just a great honor. And I want to thank y'all all again for allowing me to be here with you today. I also like to recognize my two sons here, Brendan and Roger Derrick. They're here to your left. They're here with me today. Senator Jordan told me don't cry, but they really been my sole source from day one. I had to sacrifice a lot of things in some of my ventures and things we were doing, but they knew when we talked yesterday. They said we knew we would be going where we're going tomorrow, and it made me so proud that I have such a support out of them as I do this whole team up here. I want to recognize everybody that's here behind me. This is really, this today, the Senator Jordan's doing today is for all of us. It takes a team to make anything happen. In Greenwood, Mississippi and the Delta is a place of love, God's love, and community spirit. There is no doubt. I'm a testament to that. I see it every day. And like I said earlier, it's the most heartwarming people in the world right there in the Mississippi Delta. And that's the reason I'm able to stand here today, because of all the support I've had from every handshake and every pat on the back and every connection I've had in the Delta for the last 40 years. Linda Chesnall, Lydia, come on up. I recognize you. Not only a patron of our businesses that we run and operate, her family, and she's behind the scenes on everything going on in the Delta, and a very important part of us, besides being a patron of the store and with Senator Jordan working on everything. And Robert Jackson, come on up here, come on up here. I'm a little overwhelmed, so I can't remember everybody, but I can't thank everyone enough for being here to support me today. This is a very big moment in my life, of course, but everyone up here, and I don't want to take up any more time because I know all of them say, oh, he gets long-winded, y'all better pull the microphone. But I want to say thank you again, and I love you all. I truly love you all.
Thank you, Mr. President. I know this concludes our program, and so we are grateful to the Senate for listening to what our honoree had to say, and we're ready to move on. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Senator. Thank you, Mr. Simpson, for all that you've done. Senator Derek Simmons for. We're going to do Senator Sparks first. I understand that. So Senator Sparks, you're recognized first. Senator Sparks, I think Senator Albert Butler. Did you wish to be recognized?
Okay.
For what purpose, Senator?
Thank you, Mr. President. Introduction out of order.
You're recognized.
Mr. President, we know that quite a few AKAs have been identified, and today being AKA Day, on behalf of Senator Calvin Butler and Albert Butler, I would like for all of the AKAs from the 37 and the 38 district to stand. All the AKAs from. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator. Okay. All right, now, Senator Sparks, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. I would ask for floor privilege for the Belmont volleyball team, their coaches and chaperones.
Floor privileges are granted. Please escort them onto the floor.
Y'all can go ahead and make your jokes. They are taller than me. I see it. So that's fine. This is a volleyball team, so. Mr. President, I would ask the proclamation be read.
Please read the proclamation.
Senate Resolution Number 82, a resolution commending and congratulating the 2022 Belmont High School Lady Cardinals volleyball team and Coach Stephanie Cleveland for winning back-to-back MHSAA 2A state championships. Now therefore, be it resolved by the Senate of the State of Mississippi that we do hereby commend and congratulate the Belmont High School Lady Cardinals volleyball team and Coach Stephanie Cleveland for winning back-to-back MHSAA 2A state championships and extend to the team, coaches, parents, and sponsors our best wishes for continued success. Be it further resolved that this resolution be presented to Coach Stephanie Cleveland for the team and Belmont Principal Jeff Boren, forwarded to the Tishomingo County Board of Education and made available to the Capitol Press Corps.
Senator Sparks.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you to my Senate colleagues. This is my hometown. This is Belmont. You want to know what makes a great town and a great community, it's their young people and the support that community gives to them. Many of these players up here are the children of people I went to school with, that I played ball with. And, you know, I can't help but look, they're back-to-back state champions. They've duplicated their success. I've watched this program grow and thrive. You know, I can't help but think my mother was a phenomenal basketball player, but you wouldn't know it because she told you. I found the press clippings. There are so many people in our little town that have done such great things, and they go on to be great educators, great engineers, great mothers and fathers, and that's what makes a strong community. You don't open the doors to a school and have a strong school. You have to work. These games, how these ladies compete, how they sacrifice, how they play together, that's an indicator of how you're going to contribute to society. I couldn't be more proud of these ladies, their coaches, and our community. Thank you for your grit, your determination. Thank you for sharing your talents and your time. And thank you for allowing us the opportunity to celebrate with you. my House colleagues, Representative Carpenter, Representative Arnold, I think Representative Bell may have been here earlier. I appreciate you guys coming down and celebrating, and all the folks who've made this trip. It's 3.5 hours from Belmont, Mississippi to Jackson, and we're proud that you're here. And at this time, Mr. President, I would ask Coach Cleveland would have the authority to address the Mississippi State Senate.
Coach, you're recognized.
Good morning. Thank you all so much for the privilege to be here. Thank you to Mr. Daniel for giving us this opportunity. We are blessed with a great group of girls. We're blessed with a great community and a great school. And, you know, we have accomplished a feat that's only been done one time in our school's history going back to that. And we are looking forward to hopefully a few more state championships. And just thank you all so much for this opportunity. We are very blessed.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Senator. Congratulations, ladies. All right, Senator Derek Simmons. Senator Hickman, you wish to be recognized for an introduction?
Yes, Mr. President.
You're recognized.
Mr. President, I have made one introduction, but I would be remiss. Joining us in the West Gallery is one of my mentor attorneys when I first started practicing law, Attorney Tammy Brown, and she would stand and allow the Senate to make you feel welcome here. Y'all welcome her to the Mississippi State Senate.
Welcome to your Senate. Senator Sarita Simmons for introduction.
Thank you, Mr. President. In the North Gallery, I would like to introduce a great friend of mine, Miss Dean Epps. She's here with the lovely ladies of the Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. Thank you and welcome to the Senate.
Welcome to your Senate. Now, seeing no further introductions, Senator Derek Simmons.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, I ask for floor privileges for the southeastern region of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated leadership.
Please escort them on to the floor, please. Floor privileges are granted.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. President.
They're on the way, Senator. They didn't stand you up like the prom.
Thank you, Mr. President. Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated is the oldest Greek letter organization in the United States, founded by college-educated African-American women on January the 15th, 1908, on the campus of Howard University. Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated is currently led by International President Danette Anthony Reed, and AKA is comprised of 10 regions around the globe. The states of Tennessee, Mississippi, Alabama make up the Southeastern region. Presently, the Southeastern region comprises 116 chapters, 48 undergraduate chapters, and 68 graduate chapters. With over 14,000 sorority sisters, the region is dedicated to the mission of this illustrious organization, and we are joined today on the floor by its Southeastern Region Director, led by Dr. Tracy Morant Adams. The Southeastern Region has a legacy of providing exemplary service to all mankind. Through its collective efforts of its members, the Southeastern Region implements programs that transform, magnify, accelerate communities, and on many of their undergraduate campuses. The sorority social advocacy agenda focuses on issues that will save lives and transform communities. These efforts are led by Mississippi Connection and Social Action Coordinator and my dear friend, Attorney Demetrius Williams-Wells, and the Southeastern representative from the International Connection, who is also on the floor today, Ms. Leah Wiggins. Mr. President, at this time, I ask for Senate Resolution number 66 to be read.
Please read the resolution.
Senate Resolution number 66, a resolution congratulating Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority, Inc. on the occasion of its Policy Impact 2023, AKA Day at the Mississippi State Capitol, to promote advocacy and take action for human rights and social justice. Now therefore, be it resolved by the Senate of the State of Mississippi that we do hereby commemorate Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority, Inc. on the observance of the 2023 Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Day at the Mississippi State Capitol for its outstanding service to the community under the program initiative Exemplifying Excellence Through Sustainable Service by utilizing the power of the perpetual pearl to be engaged, enlightened, and energized. Be it further resolved that this resolution be presented to committee representatives of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority, Inc., Mississippi chapters, and made available to the members of the Capitol Press Corps.
Senator Simmons.
Thank you, Mr. President. As stated, since 1908, Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority has been committed to transforming communities, and they are certainly a leader in what they do regarding their advocacy efforts. Exhibit A for me was on December the 5th, 2009, when I married an Alpha Kappa Alpha woman. And I can say that they are certainly beautiful, they are intelligent, and they are demanding. And Dr. Adams, I just do what my wife tells me to do at home. And so, Mr. President, at this time, I ask for you to allow Dr. Adams to address the Mississippi Senate.
You're recognized, Doctor.
Thank you so very much. Greetings to our Mississippi legislators, Lieutenant Governor Hosemann, and members of the Senate. Thank you so very much for your dedication in improving this state for all of her citizens. On behalf of the Southeastern region of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, I want to express my deepest gratitude for hosting us and for allowing the Southeastern region to share our social justice advocacy priorities with you. We recognize that there is much to be done, and Alpha Kappa Alpha stands ready to support the doing of those things. As the first Greek letter organization for Black women, founded in 1908 on the campus of Howard University, we remained ever committed in improving and making lives better for those who follow. Thank you so much, Senator Derek Simmons, Minority Leader, for your continued leadership and for making our day at the Capitol a rewarding one. And we also acknowledge Attorney Demetrius Williams-Wells, Chairman of today's program, and Mrs. Leah Wiggins, representative to our International Connection and Social Action Committee, for their support. Again, on behalf of the great state sorors from the great states of Alabama, Mississippi, and Tennessee, we salute you. Thank you so very much.
Thank you. Okay, next.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Senator. Next, we'll go to the calendar of the day. First is rules. Senator Michelle, you're recognized. Senator Michelle, before we start, we did have a couple people want to make comments. Senator Horn, I just noticed your light came on.
Mr. President, before they leave, I'd like to ask, there are a couple of AKAs we had come in. Ms. Jeannie Jones, the former head of the Minority Business Development Division, make her welcome. And also Juanita Sims Doty, one of the past regional presidents of AKA. Please make her welcome. And can we make her welcome, folks? Yeah. And finally, Mr. President, we called her name earlier, but she wasn't in the gallery, but President Carmen Walters of Tougaloo College. Let's please make her welcome.
Welcome to your Senate.
Thank you.
Thank you, Senator. Senator Bart Williams. Senator Williams.
Introduction out of order, Mr. President.
You're recognized.
A few moments ago, Senator Michelle introduced the Williams young ladies. I would be amiss if I not introduced their mother, who is at the non-smokers table, and obviously the better half of our relationship, my wife, Cynthia Williams. Welcome her to the Senate.
Welcome. Senator Barnett.
Thank you, Mr. President. I would like for the Senate to make welcome the lovely AKAs from my town of Laurel, Mississippi, and the Jones County chapter of Alpha Beta Theta Omega chapter. Let's make them welcome to the state capitol.
Thank you, Senator. Welcome to your capital. Okay, now, if no other introduction, Senator Michelle, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that we suspend the rules for the purpose of taking up items 1 through 22 in block.
Senator moves that we take up items 1 through 22 in block. Does anyone suspend the rules and take up 1 through 22 in block? Anyone object to this procedure? See no objection. We need to read the titles. Oh, excuse me. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. Ayes have it. Please read the titles.
Senate Concurrent Resolution number 566. Designate last weekend in October 2023 as Honor Your Hometown Weekend in Mississippi. Senate Concurrent Resolution number 568. Recognize Entergy Mississippi on the occasion of its 100th anniversary. Senate Concurrent Resolution number 569. Supporting the Mississippi Clean Hydrogen Hub application. Senate Resolution number 76. Commend Resurrection Catholic Eagles baseball team and coach Johnny Olson for first ever 1A state championship. Senate Resolution number 77, commemorate the 175th anniversary of Beulah Baptist Church in Myrtle, Mississippi. Senate Resolution number 78, commend McEvan School Warriors boys basketball team for winning MHSAA Class 1A state championship. Senate Resolution number 79, congratulate Senator Derek Simmons for being recognized as Legislator of the Year by the NBCSL. Senate Resolution number 80, extend sympathy on the passing of Jane Miller Philo, Executive Director of the Gulf Coast Center for Nonviolence. Senate Resolution number 81, commemorate the 25th anniversary of the Good Friday Agreement in Northern Ireland. Senate Resolution number 82, commend Belmont High School Lady Cardinals girls volleyball team for winning back-to-back state championships. Senate Resolution number 83, mourn the passing of veteran educator Ms. Anna Jackson Washington Lee of Mound Bayou. Senate Resolution number 84, commend Lady Hornets girls basketball team for back-to-back Class 2A state championships. Senate Resolution number 85, congratulate MRA star basketball point guard Josh Hubbard for breaking the all-time scoring record in Mississippi. Senate Resolution number 86, recognize Mayflower Cafe as downtown Jackson tradition and commend for many years of service to Jackson community. House Concurrent Resolution number 40, Josephine Pradia Rhymes, commend for her outstanding community service and contributions. House Concurrent Resolution number 41, Northwest Mississippi Community College softball team, commend historic season and outstanding accomplishments. House Concurrent Resolution number 42, Taiwan, commend friendship with the state of Mississippi and encourage further economic ties. House Concurrent Resolution number 43, Northwest Mississippi Community College, commend upon winning Region 23 championship. House Concurrent Resolution number 44, Stephen Franks, commend Kosciuszko, Mississippi automobile dealer upon nomination for the prestigious 2023 Time Dealer of the Year Award. House Concurrent Resolution number 45, Phi Theta Kappa All Mississippi Academic and Workforce Team, commend on occasion of Mississippi Phi Theta Kappa Day. House Concurrent Resolution number 46, Poplarville High School, commend upon winning their first UCA National High School Cheering Championship. Senate Resolution number 75, commend Coahoma County High School Red Panthers boys basketball for winning Class 2A state championship.
Senator Michelle.
Thank you, Mr. President. All these items were studied and approved by the
Make your
rules.
usual motion.
Yes, sir, I do, please.
Senator makes your usual motion. All in favor, say aye. All opposed, no. The ayes have it. Senator Michelle.
Thank you, Mr. President. These items were all studied by the Rules Committee and to meet the requirements for consideration by the Senate body. And I'd be glad to yield for any questions there might be on any of them.
Are there any questions on items 1 through 22?
I move passage by use of morning roll call, Mr. President.
Seeing no questions, Senator requests use of morning roll call. Fine. We do have a question. Senator Hill, do you have a question?
On number 3, the Clean Energy Hydrogen Hub, I was trying to read that, and it talked about some green energy money coming down from the Biden administration to deliver 7 clean hydrogen hub areas across the country. You know any more about that?
Yes, Senator Carter presented this bill. It's coming from the $1.2 trillion Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act, and they're going to set up $60 billion in new energy technology opportunities, and there's about $8 billion in funds that the states are going to be competing for, and we want to be in the hunt for those jobs and for the investment.
They don't look like windmills, do they?
I don't know. I don't think hydrogen will.
Thank you.
Thank you. Senator England, do you have a question?
Thank you, Mr. President. Question?
Certainly.
You recognize.
Senator Michelle, I just wanted to make sure that we knew and that we all noticed number 7 on there. Are we sure that passed rules?
It was pretty
Senator Derek Simmons, is that the same Senator Derek Simmons that serves in here?
Believe it or not, it passed unanimously in the Rules Committee.
Oh, my goodness. All right. Well, I guess we'll let it ride then. Thank you, Senator Michelle.
Okay, seeing no further questions, Senator motion.
Title sufficient do pass by use of the morning roll call.
Senator suggests use the morning roll call for final passage. Anyone object to that procedure? Seeing none, please record all present by use of morning roll call for items 1 through 22.
Mr. President, I'd also like to ask for immediate release on these items since we're so late in the session.
Senator requests immediate release. Any objection? Seeing none, immediate release is granted. Thank you, Senator.
Thank you, Mr. President.
All right, now, introduction. Senator McCon for an introduction.
Introduction out of order.
You're recognized.
Mr. President, today apparently was destined as I got up and put on a orange and blue tie, and then I have a group of ladies over here that are state champions high school cheerleader squad. And they're also national champions, and they've got their medals on today. We've got Cody Killens, one of our principals, and we've also got our superintendent, J.O. Amos. Make these ladies feel welcome. Thank you, Senate.
Congratulations, ladies.
And that's Newton County High School, if you want to know for sure now. There you go.
Thank you. Congratulations. Okay, we'll go to item 23. Senator McMahon.
Morning, Mr. President.
Good morning, sir.
Go to item 23. Ask the title be read.
Please read the title.
Senate Bill number 3065, Bolivar County, authorized to contribute up to $5,000 annually to the Fannie Lou Hamer Breast Cancer Foundation.
Make the usual motion.
Senator makes the usual motion. All in favor say aye. All opposed no. The ayes have it. Senator McMahon.
This is a short bill. It does exactly what it says it's going to do. Supervisors of Bolivar County are authorized to contribute $5,000 to the Fannie Lou Hamer Breast Cancer Foundation. Has a repeal date of 2025. I yield for any questions.
Are there any questions? Seeing no questions, Senator.
Move for passage on a morning roll call.
Senator suggests use morning roll call for final passage. Does anyone object to this procedure? Does anyone wish to be recorded as voting no? Seeing none, please record all I'm sorry. Senator Pope is no. Any others? Senator Hill is present. Are there any others? Please record all others voting aye by use of morning roll call. The bill is passed. Senator McMahon.
Call up item 24 on the day's calendar and ask the title be read.
Please read the title.
Senate Bill number 3109, Warren County, authorized Board of Supervisors to contribute funds to certain nonprofit corporations.
Make the usual motion.
Senator makes the usual motion. Anyone object to this procedure? All in favor say aye. All opposed no. The ayes have it. Senator McMahon.
This will authorize the supervisors of Warren County to make some contributions. First paragraph, $6,000 to the We Care Community Services. Paragraph 2, $8,000 to the Vicksburg Family Development Service. Paragraph 3, $18,000 to the Travelers Rest Christian. Paragraph 4, $11,250 to the Triumph Ministries Incorporated. Paragraph 5 authorizes the Board of Supervisors of Warren County to contribute $3,000 to the Central Mississippi Prevention Services Incorporated. Paragraph 6 contributes $4,500 to the Women's Restoration Shelter of Mountain of Faith Ministries. Paragraph 7, $20,000 to the Good Shepherd Incorporated. It's got a repeal date of 2027, and it'll be in force upon passage. Yield for any questions.
Are there any questions? Seeing no questions, Senator, for motion.
Move for passage on the morning roll call.
Senator suggests use morning roll call for final passage. Anyone object to that procedure? Seeing none, please record all present by the use of morning roll call as voting aye. Item 25, Senator.
I'd like to skip item 25 and move to item 26. Ask the title be read.
Okay, I'm sorry. On the last bill, Senator Hill wanted to be recorded as voting no. All right, so we're going to, anyone else? Senator Polk? Senator Polk with a K. He's a no? Okay. So record those two as voting no. Seeing no one else, all others, by use of morning roll call, bills passed. Senator 26.
I ask that 25 retain its place on the calendar. I move to item 26. I ask the title be read.
Please read the title.
House Bill number 1726, Lowndes County, authorize contributions to certain nonprofit organizations using ARPA local fiscal recovery funds.
Make the usual motion.
Senator makes the usual motion. All in favor say aye. All opposed no. The ayes have it. Senator McMahon.
On item 26, my motion is we recommit to the committee from which it came.
All right, are there any questions? Seeing no questions, Senator moves that we send back to the committee from whence it came. All in favor say aye. All opposed no. Ayes have it. Senator, item number 27.
Call up item 20, skip item 27, ask it to retain its place. I call up item 28, ask the title be read.
Please read the title, item 28.
Senate Bill number 3142, Lauderdale County, extend date of repeal on authority fund LCDF chaplaincy program with non-tax revenue generated by inmate telephone service.
With the usual motion.
Senator makes the usual motion. All in favor say aye. All opposed no. The ayes have it. Senator McMahon.
What this bill does is it authorizes the local, I lost my place here. Authorizes the Board of Supervisors of Lauderdale County to take up to 50% of proceeds not to exceed $25,000 from the detention facility that's generated from inmate telephone services, and they want to donate that to Good News Jail and Prison Ministries and for the development of the LCDF chaplain program, which is a Lauderdale County chaplain program. This will stand repealed on 2026. Yield for any questions.
Are there any questions? Seeing no questions, Senator, motion.
Move for passage on the morning roll call.
Senator suggests passage by use of morning roll call. Anyone object to this procedure? Anyone wish to be recorded as voting no? Senator Polk. Anyone else? Seeing none, please record all others present by use of morning roll call as voting aye. The bill is passed. Senator McMahon.
Skip item 29, ask it retain its place, and move to item 30 and ask the title be read.
Please read the title.
Senate Bill number 3151, Rankin County, authorize contribute county funds to Trustmark Park for economic development and tourism purposes.
Make the usual motion.
Senator makes the usual motion. Anyone object to this procedure? All in favor say aye. All opposed no. The ayes have it. Senator McMahon.
So we're on the bill. The Board of Supervisors of Rankin County they would like authority to contribute $750,000 annually to the Trust Park for the minor league ball stadium. What they're doing is we have a ball club, they have a ball club, which is a state asset, and they need the flexibility to negotiate to retain a ball club at this stadium. And so we made some amendments yesterday to this bill in committee, but we've got some new people in drafting, and there was an error, and so we need to adopt an amendment on the floor that did pass in the committee, but it's not in this, and it's not in the what's before you. So call up Amendment 1.
Regular amendment. So you recognize for the amendment?
Okay. The amendment is we will amend by deleting lines 14 and 15 for July 1st of 2027 and inserting in lieu thereof the following: December 31st, 2035. Now, the reason for that is it's a 10-year deal. They'll be negotiating over the next year and a half for a ball club to remain at this facility. So that's why there's an extended amount of time on this repeal date. I ask you to vote for the amendment.
Senator moves for passage of the amendment. All in favor say aye. All opposed no. The ayes have it. Senator McMahon, amendment's adopted.
With the amendment adopted, I move for passage on the, and if there aren't any questions, I move for passage on the morning roll call.
Senator McDaniel, did you have your light on?
Yes, Mr. President. Introduction out of order at the proper time.
Thank you. We'll get it in a second. Senator, you move for use of morning roll call, final passage?
I do.
Okay. Anyone object to this procedure? All in favor say, all in favor say aye. Yeah, is anyone wish to be recorded as voting no? I knew I was forgetting something. Senator Hill, recorded as no. Seeing no others, please record all others present by use of morning roll call as voting. Senator McDaniel, did you? No, okay, well, the vote on bill's passed. Senator McDaniel.
Introduction out of order, Mr. President.
You're recognized.
In the gallery today, we have a very special group of seniors from South Jones High School. Believe it or not, these seniors were part of a 3-time state championship marching band, as well as a 2-time Bands of American Regional Champions. So pretty incredible people. I'll introduce a couple of them real quick, and then we'll go from there. Please, Miss Stephanie Conliff, if you're here, please stand. Brian Joyce, Scarlett Sandifer, Robert Bush, and Jonathan Benson. Please help me welcome them to the state capitol.
Welcome to your capitol. Senator McMahon.
Call up item 31 on today's calendar and ask the title be read.
Please read the title.
Senate Bill number 3152, City of Pearl authorized contribute municipal funds to minor league baseball stadium for economic development and tourism purposes.
Make the usual motion.
Senator makes the usual motion. Anyone object to this procedure? All in favor say aye. All opposed no. The ayes have it. Senator McMahon.
So what we have before you is a companion bill. The City of Pearl and the city in Rankin County are partnering on this ball stadium. So this is the exact same bill we just passed, except this time it's for the City of Pearl. And they're looking for authorization to contribute up to $750,000 a year to retain the ball stadium, to retain the ball club at this stadium. So this is a good investment for the taxpayers of this region. The area right around the ball, around the stadium, generates $9 million a year in sales tax. So the city and the county together will contribute $750,000 per entity, a total of $1.5 million to attract a $9 million investment each year. So it's a good return on investment for the city, for the county, and for the taxpayers of that region. Again, yesterday the committee adopted an amendment. It's not in what's before us, so I've got Amendment 1. I ask to be recognized to explain the amendment.
You're recognized.
Okay. On lines 12 and 13, we will delete July 1st, 2027 and insert in lieu thereof December 31st, 2035. Again, The purpose of this extension is because it's a 10-year deal for the ball club, any ball club that they attract. They currently have one and they're in negotiation, but they need flexibility to put a 10-year plan together. And this was the will of the committee, and I ask you to vote aye to support the amendment.
Okay, are any questions? Seeing no questions, all in favor of the amendment, say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. The ayes have it. Senator McMahon.
If there aren't any other questions on the bill, I move for passage on the morning roll call.
There are Senator Kelvin Butler. If you have a question, no question. Any other questions? Senator Hill? No. We haven't voted yet. So, anyway, use morning roll call has been requested. All in favor, say aye. And then anyone object to this procedure? And then Senator Hill voting no. Anyone else wish to be recorded as voting no? See, anyone present? Senator McDaniel, present. Anyone else? Senator Sojourner, present. Who else? Okay, that would be all. Okay, please record all others present by use of morning roll call as voting aye. And we'll go to item, that bill is passed. We'll go to item 32, Senator.
Call up item 32, Senate Bill 3153, and ask the title be read.
Please read the title.
Senate Bill number 3153, City of Pearl, extend repealer on hotel, motel, and restaurant tourism tax.
Make the usual motion.
Senator makes the usual motion. All in favor, say aye. All opposed, no. Ayes have it. Senator McMahon.
This is the local option sales tax bill for the City of Pearl. They have a 3% local option and on rooms and for hotel and motels, and this is an extension. The only thing that's different about the bill is on line 113. It repeals in 2027. I yield for any questions.
Are there any questions? Senator Butler?
Yeah, I forgot.
Okay. Okay. Any other questions? Seeing no questions, motion is use the morning roll call, final passage.
Yes.
Any objection? Anyone wish to be recorded as voting no? Senator Sojourner, Senator Chisholm, Senator Hill. Senator Hill is present. So, and Senator McDaniel, I was looking as no. Anyone else? Seeing none, please record all of those present by use of morning roll call as voting aye. Senator McMahon.
Call up item 33 on the day's calendar and ask the title be read.
Please read the title.
Senate Bill number 3146, Lowndes County, authorized to contribute local fiscal recovery funds to certain nonprofits.
Make the usual motion.
Senator makes the usual motion. All in favor say aye. All opposed no. The ayes have it. Senator McMahon.
This bill comes to us from Senator Younger, and what it is, this is the Board of Supervisors of Lowndes County are asking to allocate local fiscal recovery funds for several different nonprofits within the area, and I'm going to go over those with you. On line 8, $400,000 to the Frank P. Phillips Memorial YMCA. Paragraph 2, $175,000 to the Boys and Girls Club of the Golden Triangle. Paragraph 3, Board of Supervisors wants authority to contribute $200,000 to the Golden Triangle Regional Homeless Coalition. Paragraph 4, they're seeking authorization of $150,000 to United Way of Lowndes and Noxubee County. Number 5, $175,000 to Last House on the Block. Number 6, $150,000 to Habitat for Humanity. Number 7, $300,000 to the Community Counseling Services. Number 8, $100,000 to Contact Helpline. Paragraph 9, they seek authorization for $100,000 to Helping Hands Ministry. And that's what the bill does. Now, there is an amendment. I call up the amendment. So the bill had a repeal date of 2027, which would have allowed them to donate these funds every year until 2027. And the committee thought that was excessive. So we have an amendment before us. And the amendment says on line 48, delete 2027 and inserting in lieu thereof 2024. So they'll have 1 year to make these contributions and they won't be able to make them again after that without legislation. And So I ask you to vote in favor of the amendment, and I ask to adopt the amendment.
Senator Butler, do you have a question on the amendment?
No, introduction.
Senator Butler, after this bill, we'll do your introduction. Senator Polk, on the amendment? Okay, so move to adopt the amendment. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. The ayes have it. The amendment's adopted. Now, Senator.
All right, we're on the bill. I went over with you what it does, what the contributions are. It gives them 1 year to do so, and I yield for any questions.
Senator, let's see. Senator Michelle, question?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. President. Senator McMahon, you passed item 26, House Bill 1726, which looks like about the same thing. That's Lowndes County also giving money to nonprofits, but that one came from the ARPA recovery funds. What is your intention to do with that? Are we going to be contributing from two different funds, or are you going to tweak that bill?
No, sir, that bill was recommitted to committee. It's no longer on the calendar.
Do you intend to bring it back out?
I do not.
Okay. And what is the difference in the ARPA recovery funds and then this bucket of money that they're contributing from?
They've got this allocated. They want to take it out of the local fiscal recovery funds, and this bill was put in by Senator Younger.
What act was that from?
That's my understanding. Some of the money in that fund comes from ARPA.
Okay, thank you.
Senator Polk.
I'd like to speak on the bill at the proper time.
You're recognized, Senator. Who does?
Are we done with questions?
We do. Are there any other questions before Senator Polk speaks? Okay. Senator Polk.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. If you'll remember, we had a subcommittee that met last year, and we came up with a plan that spent the ARPA funds for the state of Mississippi. If you'll remember also, in that plan, there were no appropriations to any nonprofits, charities. That was for a reason. The entire $1.8 billion that we received in ARPA funds probably would not have met the needs of the charities of Mississippi. We decided as a subcommittee, and then as a committee, and then as a Senate and a legislature, to spend the money on one-time things that will make a significant difference in the state of Mississippi. We chose to take care of Child Protective Services, Department of Mental Health, highways, not highways, but water, sewer, and stormwater for the counties and the cities. All good and laudable work. Could we have done charities? We could have. But at that point, you start choosing winners and losers. And when you start choosing winners and losers, you become political. The ARPA funds are to improve Mississippi, and the ARPA funds that counties got were to improve their counties. I have voted in the past giving authority for counties to give money to charities. I was wrong. The more I look at this, the more giving to charities, government money, is not the proper thing to do. When you give money to a charity, no matter how noble the charity can be or what it sounds like, when a county or government gives money to a charity, it's out of the government's hands. What if you decide to give to a charity that sounds real good, but maybe passes the money on to a pro-abortion group? Or on the other hand, what if they pass the money on to a Right to Life group? Many in this body, either way, would not be happy. And when we start giving government money, tax money, our tax money, to charities, that can happen. We have the ability as individuals, corporations, to donate to charities. and we do that. Mississippi is either the first or second in charitable giving. We do that regularly. But it's not the government's duty to take care of charities. My other point is this: ARPA funds, as I said, were one-time monies. Are all the bridges and roads in the counties that would receive this authority to give to charities in good shape, or are they asking Mississippi for more money to build roads and bridges? Is the health department in the county in top-notch shape, the building? We found out during our hearings that many of our county health department buildings are in terrible disarray and repair. Monies could be spent on things that would help a number of people, including water associations, cities to help with their water and sewer, things that would matter to a lot of people. Charitable giving is good, and giving from the heart, as I have done, as you have done, is the right thing. It's not the right thing for charitable giving to be done by governments of any kind. So I would implore you to please vote no. Thank you.
Senator, I think we have a couple of questions, but first, he's been waiting a long time. Senator Kelvin Butler, would you like to do an introduction?
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, we have in the North and West Gallery, we have students from Macomb School District. I would like for them to all stand, please. And on behalf of Senator Sojourner and myself, we have teacher Liddy McNeil and Principal Rose Clark. Would the city please make them welcome?
We welcome your Senate. Okay. Senator Harkins, I think you have an introduction too before we take questions.
Thank you, Mr. President. On behalf of Senator Kirby, I'd like to welcome the Pearl Singers from Pearl High School with their director, Angie Rawls. If y'all would please stand up, let us make you welcome. They'll be singing the Rotunda at noon today.
My home school. Welcome to your Senate. Okay, now we'll go to questions. Senator Sparks.
A question, Mr. President.
You yield to Senator Sparks.
Yes.
Senator Sparks.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This particular bill, because it designates recovery monies, is that the biggest concern you have?
That is the biggest concern I have. I do have concerns after having thought through this, that charitable giving by government is not necessarily the best idea.
Yes, sir. But in this particular case, and I'm obviously I don't represent Lowndes County, but in asking a question based on the ARPA side of it, if they segregated their ARPA funds and they've spent their ARPA funds on other things, could they not take out of their general funds and do the donation or giving that they're trying to do?
Well, we just passed several bills that allowed other counties to do that.
So if they amended it to, they wanted to give the money, but just not out of the recovery money, you would view that a little differently?
I would view it somewhat differently, but again, I would vote no.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Senator Turner Ford, you have a question?
I had a question. I'd like to speak in favor of the bill.
You wish to speak in favor of the bills? Okay, at the proper time. Senator DeBar, question?
Question.
Do you yield to Senator DeBar for a question?
Yes.
Senator DeBar.
Thank you, Senator Polk. This money is ARPA money given to the county, is that correct?
That's what I understand.
And is it your understanding, or what's your understanding of ARPA money? This is given to charities. Is this allowed under the Treasury guidelines, or is it going to be subject to clawback? Do you have?
It would be subject to clawback. It would have. I don't know that the bill is written properly for giving ARPA funds because the federal government has so many different reasons to do it. But it is. You can give money to charitable organizations with ARPA funds.
Okay. And is there any language in this legislation that would direct that the money go to help these kids or whatever the organization is about rather than just salaries?
I have not been able to read the bill totally. I don't know if that's in there or not. That's a good question, though.
Okay. Thank you, Senator Polk.
Senator Jordan, do you have a question?
Yes, sir, Mr. President. I have a question.
You yield, Senator
Somewhat
Jordan?
confused.
I do.
Senator Jordan.
These are federal dollars that are designated to counties that we are talking about.
These are the funds that the federal government sent directly to the county.
To the counties. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Wouldn't the county, if they misrepresented or misspent it, would it not be for them to answer to the federal government how they use those resources, or would it not?
Well, there are certain guidelines that have to be followed with ARPA funds, and I would assume and hope that the counties that we're talking about would spend them wisely, spend it in the way the federal government would not claw back.
But if the state doesn't do anything about it, wouldn't it be, since they are federal dollars, wouldn't it be for the federal government to take some kind of action against misspending of funds?
It would not be the state's responsibility in that case, no.
Well, are you arguing for the federal government or are you arguing for the state?
Well, I'm arguing that under Mississippi law, counties, local governments have to have authority from the state legislature to give particular government funds to organizations.
Oh, federal government funds. Well, I noticed that many funds have been misrepresented by officials in the state and nobody opened their mouths about it. What are your views on that? When federal dollars come to the state and designated for a specific project, a purpose, somebody divert them and they go wherever they want them to go. Are they violating the law?
There's a whole different situation there. That's above my pay grade to discuss it. I'm just looking at ARPA because I've spent so much time.
But I'm just talking about if you're going to discipline at this level, or I can point out some cases where money have come to this state and it been diverted to other areas, and no one opened their mouths about it. Not this body that I've heard. Am I right or wrong?
To my knowledge, there are federal cases of people misspending federal funds through Mississippi.
Well, I'm confused because I think that the law should really get those who divert my taxpayers' dollars. I pay federal tax along with many, many others. And we got hospitals and everything trying to close, and then somebody taking the bill of ballpark. No one opened their mouths about it. Thank you.
Senator Hickman, question. You have a question?
Yes, question, Mr. President.
You yield Senator Hickman for a question.
I do.
Senator Hickman.
Senator Polk, I came in kind of in the middle of your speaking on this particular bill, and the question I have is: are these ARPA funds the funds that have come from the federal government, or are they funds that we're allocating to the county that they now want to allocate for another purpose?
It's my understanding they are the federal funds that went directly to the county.
Right. And so, but you're making the argument that because Mississippi has used our ARPA dollars in a certain way, that the county must also use or should also use their ARPA dollars in that same.
That is my argument, that I think we, as a Senate and the legislature in the House, passed a good bill. We've helped a lot of government agencies. We've done a lot of good things. I think we've set a good example. And in this case, my question would be, has any county that requests to do this spent their funds on their people's projects, bridges, roads, water, sewer, things that will make a lasting improvement for years to come?
Now, Senator Polk, I agree with you. I think we did pass some good legislation. I think we made some lasting investments in this state. But I also think that it is a dangerous thing when we start to tell our counties how to expend funds that did not come from us. And they're trying to, as long as they're trying to expend them in a way that keeps them within the federal law and the reason why the funds were given to them.
Well, the law states in Mississippi that the state legislature has to allow local governments to spend money that are not in government agencies. That's what we do. This is what this bill is about. I'm just saying that in this instance, spending the ARPA funds on charitable giving is not the proper thing to do in my mind.
Absolutely. So I get it. And I just wanted to get an understanding of what we were doing. I think I have that understanding. Thank you so much.
Okay, seeing no further questions, Senator Turner Ford, did you wish to speak on the bill?
Thank you, Mr. President. Fellow colleagues, the bill that's before us is based on the local action of the Lowndes County Board of Supervisors. They are in a position to assess the needs of their communities, understand their fiscal responsibilities, and determine how their residents can best be served. And in their deliberations, they looked at the ARPA monies that they have available to them, and they, among themselves as a group, decided that they wanted to help a number of nonprofits in their community. The American Rescue Plan provided critical and unprecedented support to children, families, and communities in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. And these are, if you look at the organizations that they seek to fund, it's not difficult to determine and identify that these are organizations that are helping the local community. The YMCA, $400,000. The Boys and Girls Club, $175,000. Homeless Coalition, $200,000. United Way, $150,000. Habitat for Humanity Housing, $150,000. Last House on the Block. If you look at the organizations, these are credible and reputable organizations that are helping children, homelessness, and needs in the Lowndes County community. I understand that as a legislature, we pass laws restricting the use of our ARPA funds. They were primarily restricted, a great portion of it, for water and sewer. But now we're in the process, we have appropriated, and I think we're going back again to assist rural water associations. Those are nonprofit organizations. And in some instances, I think last year I voted against those, and I have concerns simply because those are not governmental entities. We've also appropriated funds to independent schools, private schools. There was a point of order raised on that went through, that was in the courts. So we have helped nonprofits. We have helped organizations that are not governmental entities. But the Lowndes County Board of Supervisors, if they want to assist their local nonprofits to shore up those organizations in their communities, we should support that. And we should not get in the way of what our local supervisors are attempting to do to address their own needs. They are in the best position to determine if those dollars are going to be well spent, and I would ask you to support the bill. Thank you. I'll yield for questions.
Okay, are there any questions?
Thank you, Mr. President.
Senator Simmons, Senator Derek Simmons, did you have a question?
Yes, a friendly question, Mr. President.
No questions are friendly.
You yield? You yield?
I yield.
Okay, Senator Simmons.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Senator Turner Ford, for yielding. I missed the original, I guess, explanation of the bill. I just came in, and so I apologize about that. But I just don't see why we wouldn't support the Lowndes County Board of Supervisors with these organizations, as you have indicated, are reputable organizations and have a track record of serving in not only Lowndes County, but at YMCA, it serves all over the state. And so why wouldn't we want to support Lowndes County to continue to support the people of Lowndes County?
I represent to you that we do want to continue to help them support these organizations. Senator Polk has expressed his, I would say, concerns and disagreement with the bill, but I stand to show my support, and I would ask that you would support it also.
Well, thank you for your leadership. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Anyone else wish to speak? Senator Younger, you wish to speak?
Yes.
You're recognized.
Look, I don't get up here and toot my horn very often, don't like to. But this is Lowndes County supervisors. This is their own deal. They asked me to present this bill. And they've done pretty deadgum good in the past. If it wasn't for their foresight and the infrastructure, we wouldn't have the aluminum mill. We wouldn't have the steel mill. They've done a pretty good job. And if they want to use their ARPA funds the way they want to use it, I'm all in. And I wouldn't hold that against anybody else in their district. They're very giving to some of these organizations, and yes, I would like to see their audit at the end of the year to make sure the money is being spent right. But it's all these organizations seem to be doing a real good job for the kids, for the homeless. YMCA is really good. And the plan was to give it over a little bit year by year instead of giving it all in one lump sum. But either way, if they can get it. And I am for this, and I would appreciate it if you would vote for this. Thank you.
Okay, anyone else wish to speak? No questions. Senator McMahon, you're recognized to close.
If there aren't any other questions, I would like to just share a couple of things with you. First of all, I appreciate everyone that spoke for and against the bill. Serving you as the chairman of local and private, it's a little different committee than the other committee in the building. You know, most of your committees, your filters, but local and private's a funnel. And we try to accommodate every single one of you. No one is coming to Mississippi to help us. We got to help ourselves. And do not be confused by this. These funds did not come from this state legislature. These funds were directly appropriated to the county from the federal government. And so they are responsible for meeting the guidelines. Part of what they can do with this money is donate it to charities. There are some counties in this state that are not going to be able to appropriate all of the money. So they're either going to have to give it to charities or they're going to have to return it to the federal government after 2026. This is the first of its kind where Lowndes County wants to donate to nonprofits that are doing good work in their counties. They're meeting the needs of homeless, of orphans, of infrastructure. This is a local and private bill. This is not a general bill. Keep that in mind. Now, serving you in local and private, I will share with you, I represent many bills that I don't necessarily support, but I allow the body to work. And today, I want you to work. If you want to support the Lowndes County Board of Supervisors to take care of their own county, to take care of the needs of their own people, I ask you to support the bill. I move by passage on the morning roll call.
Senator requests to use the morning roll call for final passage. Anyone object to this procedure? Anyone wish to be recorded as voting no? Senator Polk, Senator Hill, Senator Seymour, Senator Chisholm, Senator Branning, Senator McCon, Senator Thompson, Senator Harkins, Senator Barrett, Senator McClendon, Senator Delano, Senator Michelle as present. Senator Sparks, and Senator Boyd. Present for Senator Parker. Present for Senator Blackwell. Yeah. Anyone else wish to be anyone else wish to vote present or vote no? Okay. Requiring a two-thirds vote, the bill is passed with only 13 noes. So, Senator Sparks, do you have your light on? Okay, anyone else? Okay, we'll go next item. That bill is passed. We'll go to item 34. Motion reconsider, pass. 35, pass. Concurrence on page 4. 35, okay. Senator McMahon.
My motion is that we reconsider the vote. Excuse me, I call up item 35 on today's calendar. I ask the title to be read.
Please read the title.
Senate Bill number 3141, Kemper County, authorize Board of Supervisors to expand scope of authority of gas district to become county utility district.
Senator McMahon.
My motion is that we reconsider the vote by which Senate Bill 3141 passed.
Reconsider the vote by which it passed. Are there any questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Ayes have it. Senator, the bill. Yeah.
I held this bill yesterday because the bill that I explained was not the bill that was before you on the screens. What I explained is the bill exactly as we passed it in the committee, and what was presented to you was accurate. But I didn't want to pass something and it go to the other chamber without you being aware of what happened. So I'm happy to yield for any questions. If there aren't any questions, what's before you now is the correct bill. I move for passage on a morning roll call.
Are there any questions? Seeing no questions, Senator requests you this morning roll call, final passage. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All opposed, no. Seeing none.
Yeah, I just wanted to be sure that the body, knew that the screen wasn't correct yesterday. So appreciate each and every one of you, and I yield.
This is final passage, so does anyone want to be recorded voting no? Senator Hill. Present. Okay, anyone else? Seeing none, please record all of the presently used more roll calls voting aye. Senator McMahon, thank you. Go to the concurrence, non-concurrence calendar, page 4. Anyone wish to take up an item? Senator Bryan. $37, Senator.
I'd like to pass that item, let it retain its place on the calendar, go to item 38 and ask that the title be read.
Please read the title.
Senate Bill number 2575, State Department of Health provide that health insurers may not deny the right to participate as a contract provider.
I move we do concur.
The motion is we do concur. Are there any questions?
Mr. President, this is a bill which simply says that the State Department of Health is entitled to be reimbursed just like any other provider under a health insurance problem. The House merely added a technical amendment, which everyone tells me is fine. So I suggest use of the morning roll call.
Okay, are there any questions? Seeing none, use of morning roll call has been requested. All in favor, say aye. Anyone object? Anyone wish to be recorded as voting no? Seeing none, Senator Bryan, that bill is passed. Please record all present as voting aye.
I'd like to pass item 39, let it retain its place on the calendar.
Pass it. 39 retains place on the calendar. Thank you, Senator. All right, go to page 5, concurrence, non-concurrence. Anyone wish to bring up a bill on that page? Page 6 for concurrence. Senator Bryan.
I'd like to take up item 47, assuming we're passing the other item.
Yes, sir. You're recognized, Senator. Please read the title.
Senate Bill number 2167, Early Intervention Task Force established.
Senator Bryan.
I move we do not concur and invite conference. Mr. President, the House, in its wisdom, adopted a reverse repealer, and it will be necessary to go to conference to further consider the bill. I move that we do that.
All in favor say aye. All opposed no. The ayes have it. Thank you, Senator Bryan. We'll go to now to page 6 for concurrence. And then we'll go to item 55 through 61 on page 6. Anyone wish to break up? No reports have been filed. So since no reports have been filed, we'll go to which one? No income. Okay, we'll go all the way to page 29, if I can get there. Okay, we'll go to the general calendar, items 254 on the general calendar. Anyone wish to bring up items 254, 55, 256, 57, 58, 59, all the way through 267, item 39. Does anyone wish to bring up any of those items? And then we'll go to, seeing none, we'll go to page 31 on the general calendar. Does anyone wish to bring up item 268 or 269? Okay, seeing none. Thank you. Oh, okay. Okay, we'll go to announcements. Looks like that's all we're going to take up today. So do I have any announcements? Seeing no announcements. Senator Bryan, you have an announcement?
Mr. President, Public Health will meet this afternoon at our regular time. We'll be taking up a number of confirmations. They're confirmations to fairly important boards. There are nominees who've traveled to Jackson for the purpose of meeting with us to discuss their nomination and more broadly to discuss our mutual concerns about the various boards on which they will serve. So I would encourage the committee members to come to our standing meeting at 3 o'clock this afternoon.
Thank you, Senator Bryan. Senator McMahon.
Mr. Chairman, Mr. President, I would request immediate release on all of the local and privates that we passed today because of time constraints, except for the one, except for Senate Bill 33, item 33, Senate Bill 3146, because it was contested. I do not want to immediate release it in case anyone wants to discuss it further, but the others would ask for immediate release.
Thank you. Immediately, anyone object? Immediate release is approved. All right, anyone else? Senator Moran.
Thank you, Mr. President. Just a little recap. I know we talked about it yesterday, but tomorrow morning at the MEC Legislative Breakfast, our very own Senator Joel Carter is going to be speaking there, so everyone come out and see.
Thank you, Senator Moran. Okay, anyone else? Seeing none, Senator Younger.
Where is the thing? No, here it is. The House and Senate Ag and Forestry will have a committee dinner at 6 p.m. at the State Fairgrounds tonight. The breezeway between the Coliseum and the livestock barns.
Thank you, Senator. Senator Chazano.
Thank you, Mr. President. The Tourism Committee will have an especially fine dinner tonight, our committee dinner, so I just wanted to remind you, 6:30 at Enzo.
Thank you, Senator. Anyone else? Seeing no other announcements, Senator Blackwell.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move the Senate stand in recess until 5 o'clock, at which time the journal will reflect. We're adjourned until 10 a.m. tomorrow morning.
Senator moves to stand in recess till 5 p.m., at which time we'll adjourn till 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. All in favor say aye. All opposed, no. The aye has it. Stand in recess.